Hi, Stamper fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. I am Nan Gerlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois. And I am here live on my Facebook page every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Time in the US. For those of you that are watching live, please go ahead and drop a comment and say hi. If you're watching the replay, I'd love to hear where you're watching from. And if you are watching on YouTube, that's the replay as well. Please drop a comment as well there. I see all of those too. If you have found me on YouTube to start with, and you are a person that does hang out on Facebook, I am live on Facebook at 7 p.m. Central every week, every Monday. So if you're around at that time, I'd love to have you catch me live, and then we can kind of chat a little bit as well. And maybe you can ask any questions live. So I do go back and answer any questions that pop up in the comments as well. So that's good. So yeah. So here we are. We have this week, it's Paper Pumpkin Week. Paper Pumpkin is Stampin' Up's monthly subscription kit for crafting. It's fabulous. I love, love, love it. I feel like I've been getting it for probably more than 3 years, 4 years. I don't know. Full disclosure, I did not hop on the bandwagon as soon as they announced it. My budget was tighter back then, and so sacrifices had to be made. But I have committed to it for many years now, and it just keeps getting better and better. I love it. So, but I'm just here trying to connect to my people and help you connect with yours. So, all righty, let's go ahead and flip the camera here. Hopefully we'll have some of our regulars. Hello, Cheryl. I was just going to say, hopefully we'll have some of our regulars join us soon. So as I said, it is Paper Pumpkin Week. So the deadline for Paper Pumpkin is always the 10th of the month. So anytime you want to hop on the fun bandwagon here, as long as you subscribe by the 10th of the month, you get that month's kit. And if it's the 11th, then you'll get the following month's kit. So I usually do a Paper Pumpkin video the week that subscription deadline is coming up to kind of wet your whistle a little bit. So, all right. First, I want to tell you thanks for all the votes on my card from Friday Night Stamping. It was a very close one. Literally, this was Russ's bear card. Super cute. And it was literally a 1 vote difference. And one of our regulars commented tonight that she did not vote. So there you go. That's what happens. For those of you that are watching the replay on YouTube and don't hang out with me on Facebook on a regular basis, let me explain Friday Night Stampin', because I realized maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about. My husband and I think about 3 years ago, no, it's got to be more than that. It's got to be probably 5 years ago. Wow, it's been a while. We started stamping together every Friday night, and we would just make a card each, and then we turned it into a little friendly competition. And so each Friday night we come down to the studio, we each make a card, I post them on my Facebook page, and people vote on which one they like best. And on Monday, I reveal who made the winning card. And for me, 4 weeks in a row. So Russ is due next week for a win. Usually, I will say that when we started this, he usually kicked my butt all the time. So it was kind of funny. All right. Couple of other, one other thing I want to mention right away is we are deep, deep into Celebration, which is like my favorite time of the Stampin' Up! Year, January and February. So you'll see it ends February 29th. So we don't have much time left. We are over halfway through. And, or for you British Baking Show fans, we're halfway through. Just stay for the laughs, folks. That's what I'm here for. But Celebration is great because you get extra value anytime you shop, if you host, or if you join Stampin' Up. So thanks for the laugh, Cheryl. Give me the validation. But this particular little brochure is chock full of things that you can get for free with a $50 order, and some of the items that you can get free with a $100 order. So lots and lots to choose from. You've got, juvenile kinds of things. You've got all the way up to really pretty flowers, embossing folders, very simple stamp sets, just words, which is always great and needed, designer papers, which are always fabulous. So lots of things in there. But as if that were not enough, put that there. They announced more to celebrate. So if you have already gotten everything you wanted out of that brochure free, or if nothing really floated your boat, which I don't know, check your pulse. But anyway, they announced they have some more products that they're going to be that are available free with $50 or $100 orders. And look at that. Remember those sweet thoughts, memories, and more cards and envelopes that I was working with last week and the week before? Free with a $50 order. And then you can just, part of your order can be the cards that coordinate with them. So, but we've got embossing folders, designer papers, stamp sets, a couple of different kits, some new core color markers, which is nice with a $100 order, or the Dragonflies Punch with a $100 order. So you can see all of those on my website. I have left the shopping link in the video description, so you can check that out. When you go to my website, you will click on the specials menu at the top, and you'll see Celebration there, and that'll show you everything that's available for free. All right. Okie doke. Let's see. Covered all of that. Let's get into some crafting. So this particular kit is called Lovely Lavender. This is January's kit. So this one is already passed. Although as a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, one of the benefits is you get to shop for past kits and refills. So if there's ever any extra inventory, you have the option to grab some of those that you might have missed. All right, so the Lovely Lavender Paper Pumpkin Kit also coordinates with the Perennial Lavender Suite in the mini catalog. Let's see what page that's on. I should have had that bookmarked beforehand. Just gives us another second to chat. So that is this whole suite of products. Beautiful papers and gems, 2 different stamp sets with dies and die-cut butterflies. All coordinate perfectly with this kit. So if you have the kit, you might want to grab that suite of products. If you have the suite of products and you're a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, check the website, see if there's a refill available for you. Okay, let's get into it. So when you open up your Paper Pumpkin kit, you have your fabulous full color instructions. It'll show you what the projects look like on the front. Then it'll give you, this happens to have 3 different projects, so it'll tell you 1, 2, and 3, the things you need for each, and then it'll get into full color instructions, which is super helpful. There is also a video that is put out by Stampin' Up. No talking or anything like that in it. It's just a little background music with somebody putting together the kit. And you can pause it and rewind it as many times as you need to if you want. So that's a nice little bonus as well. So we start with this little tag. And so it was actually punched out of another piece that we're going to use on one of the other cards. But there is a hole that's pre-punched in this guy. So we'll just remove that. Now, your Paper Pumpkin kit also always comes with a little ink spot. It is our regular Stampin' Up! Colors, so everything coordinates, which is one of the things I love the most. And it also comes with an exclusive stamp set. Your first one comes with a Stampin' Block, so that's the only block you'll ever need for Paper Pumpkin. You can always buy more if you want, but that is all you'll ever need. So literally everything except a pair of scissors comes in the box every month. So I am going to be using my full-size Gorgeous Grape Pad because it's just easier and I have it, and so why not? That's one of the nice things too, is Stampin' Up! Does not repeat an ink color in Paper Pumpkin in a 12-month period. So you'll always get new colors. So if you are just starting out, or even if you've been at this a while and you don't have all the colors, this is a great way to collect those. And then as you keep reaching for the same ink spots, maybe then it's time to upgrade to the full-size pad in that color because it's probably your favorite. So, all right, we're going to peel off our little protector sheet. And I'm going to remind me I put that on my catalogs because I will forget and I'll be looking for it and it's clear. So we've got our stamp here. And you will notice if you've been paying attention to me the last, 3 years or so, this is a much thinner block than we normally use. This is the one that comes in the paper pumpkin kit, and I do tend to use it for all my paper pumpkin things. And sometimes I even grab it for other stamp sets, especially with thin words, because that narrow, less chunky kind of helps me not over ink and over stamp. So, all righty, just a little something for you. Like, how perfect is that sentiment? That's another thing I love about Paper Pumpkin is that I kind of always have sentiments for all year long because sometimes it's just generic things like this is more spring oriented, but it's not necessarily, for a particular holiday. There is a Happy Valentine's Day stamp in here, but it's not, related to just Valentine's Day. But as the year goes on, you'll see, Happy Mother's Day ones. You'll see Halloween themed. You'll see Christmas themed, that type of thing. So it's really nice when you have all these stamp sets and you can go back through and you need a Christmas card greeting or something like that. You can go back through your Paper Pumpkin stamps and you'll always have the one you need. Okay, so we stamp. Then it's telling me, I need a 12-inch piece of the linen thread that, yes, was included in the kit. I just have to find the end. There we go. And another thing that's included is a ruler up the side of your instructions. And it's telling me I need a 12-inch piece of this linen thread. And when they say 12, I usually say, 13 or 14. I'd always rather cut too much than have too little, right? Because then you just waste it. With the linen thread, when it's wound around the spools, sometimes it's a little too curly. So if you just pull it between your thumbnail and your finger, it'll straighten it right out. This is one of those that doesn't have quite as much memory, so it's nice to work with. All right. They also included dimensionals and glue dots. Like, they literally include everything. It's awesome. So we've got these pretty little die cut leaves. So I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool. Now, I always pull this out, especially with Paper Pumpkin, because glue dots is one of their preferred forms of adhesives. And when you buy them in the box, they come with they come on a roll, and it's easier to dispense them. When you have a sheet of them like this, it's easier to pick them up with your Take Your Pick tool. So I highly recommend grabbing the Take Your Pick tool if you don't already have it. I use it like pretty much every time I craft anyway. So whoops, pulled that leaf right off of there. That's all right. We're going to put our greeting over that. Nobody will ever know. Those backings on those glue dots were really hanging on pretty tight. All right, so that is going to go right up here. Good thing I had a glue dot on that guy. All right, actually, unless you look really close, you can't even tell I ripped that. Yay! Okay, now some dimensionals on our greeting. So Paper Pumpkin kits vary from month to month. Next month is going to be 9 projects, I believe, and they're going to be cards with coordinating envelopes and some gift boxes. So that'll be very cool. It's always nice to have a gift box ready to go. All right. And now it looks like they want me to do the whole put your 2 ends through and then just loop it, and whammo, we've got that'd be actually a cool bookmark. I'd probably wouldn't put the dimensionals on if you're going to do a bookmark, but So that's the nice thing. And I will show you some alternative projects at the end here too. You can go ahead and make the kit exactly as it says to, or you can just go hog wild and do whatever you want. Do your own thing. Be a rebel. So that's our first little project. And the other two are cards. So let's grab our second one. And this is where our coordinating envelopes come in. I always love that they have coordinating envelopes. How pretty is that? I love that crumb cake with the little white polka dots. And you have a card base that matches it. Another thing I love about paper pumpkin card bases is they're printed on the outside, but they're always white on the inside. So you don't need an extra piece of cardstock to be able to write on it, but you still have a pretty colored base. All right. So I've already pulled out all the pieces that they've told me that I need for this. And see, this is the other, this is the other piece that tag came out of. So they're so smart. They printed everything, and then you pull one out for one project and use this for the other. All right, so I've got this cool leafy guy, and we're going to put glue dots on the bottom of this little rectangular piece they've given us, but on the color side on the top. And then we've got another one that has this gorgeous lavender with that rectangular kind of connector at the bottom, and we want to put glue dots on that as well. And it's showing you exactly on the instructions. The little dots there are glue dots, and the bigger little hexagons, those are the dimensionals. So it's very easy to follow. No reading required. Even a kid can do it. And I have a couple of kids, grandkids that do it. So hello, Lucia. Very nice to see you. All right, so we're going to very gently this time, so I don't rip this one, take the backings off of our glue dots. And I will say too, they always give you plenty of glue dots and dimensionals and things. I always have extras, and I have them in my adhesive drawer. Because yes, I have an adhesive drawer. I have them over there so that when I need them for another project, it's really easy to do. So I have to buy fewer glue dots because I just saved the ones from my paper pumpkin kits. Okay, so they're telling me to turn this guy upside down and attach this so it goes, you can see it through that opening. Oh, how pretty. I'm loving this. And the rest of this gets dimensionals like all the way around. That is a lot of dimensionals, they're telling me. So you want to kind of anchor that with some dimensionals as well so that those don't sag when you put the whole card together. Oh, I was actually supposed to have those peeking out front. Oh, I barely caught the tip. Good. There. So we'll have some of them behind and some of them in front, and it'll be just fine. Mine will be a unique creation. Got one here. You want to hide those so that the adhesive doesn't peek through, because then your card will stick to the inside of your envelope, and that will be no bueno. Okay. Oops, probably one more down here. All right, let's pop those backings off. Oops. All right, I'm kind of laughing inside because I watched Lucia's live at my lunch hour today, and she was talking about when she was concentrating, she kind of goes quiet, and I do the same thing. It's hard to keep up a running dialogue when you're also trying to think, you know? All right, so this one is the same size as our card front. You just want to line it up. Let's see. I peeked over here a little bit. There we go. So pretty. And we're not done. Oh, this is a Valentine's card. So we have our Happy Valentine's Day. And I love this one because it's a mix of print and cursive, font. And all of these little labels were all die cuts from the kit. So you just punch them all out and use whatever they say to. That's another nice thing about kits is just, you don't have to think too much. You just follow instructions. So on those days when your brain doesn't really want to work and you can't decide what color you want to use and what goes with it and what's your name, a kit's a really good idea. Concentrating takes all your energy, right? Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so we've got our Happy Valentine's Day, and now we need another 12 inches of that twine. I'm going to cheat and just use my grid paper because I have that out. I should just leave my scissors out because I know I'm going to need them. So now what they're telling me to do is put a glue dot in the center here. I'm actually going to use 2 because I tend to need more space. And they want me to go back and forth with my linen thread. Oops. You're just going to stick it down to the glue dots. And then it looks like you've tied a bow back there, but you didn't have to tie anything, which is a fabulous cheater thing to do. Cheat in a good way. And then we're going to do dimensionals. Now, I like to, when I do this, I like to also put a dimensional right over where I did my linen thread. They're not telling me to do that, but I'm going to do it because I like that extra security from a nice dimensional. All right, and that's going to go right down here across everything. And trim the ends of my thread here. And boom, that's project number 2 done with the matching envelope. Love it. Okay, last one is another card. So another thing I love, like one of these cards was a landscape and one is portrait. How pretty is that? I know, right? It's so pretty. I love this kit. It's just so gorgeous. It's just everything about it. The purples and greens and the shinies. Did you see the shinies? Love them. All right. So this one is a landscape card. And how pretty is that? All the riot of flowers and then just the purpley goodness on the back. So if you know anybody whose favorite color is purple, like this is definitely a kit for them. And if you missed out on the kit, then you can always go grab that suite of products, right? The perennial lavender, because that's full of the purples as well. Okay, so this we're going to have a little width. Now this is where it gets tricky. Okay, where's my block, you guys? There it is. See, clear things. Clear things just get lost. All righty. But you know what never gets lost? What never goes away? Glue dot backings and dimensional backings, right? I mean, I would say glitter, but you know I don't use glitter in this house, so that's not a problem here. But those backings, man, they're everywhere. Okay. We have a teeny tiny little white die cut with our word with. So very funny when our son was little, I don't know, probably like 3. Instead of if you want, he would say with you want, which is how we still say it today. We can go there with you want. He had an abundance of silly things he used to just say incorrectly on accident. So, all right, now we're going to take this beautiful leafy piece, ink that up. And that is going to go a little this way. Oh, so pretty. I'm really loving the gorgeous grape. I tell you, I got to use more of it because I don't think I really use it that much. And it is such a pretty color. Okay. So that is all the stamping. So we're going to go ahead and pop some dimensionals on our, see, I've got glue dot backings everywhere. Like every time I turn around, there's another one. I'm like, I didn't use that many, did I? And you'll notice I'm not even taking a row of these out. I kind of got a little crazy. Very unlike me. This is going to go smack dab in the center of that riot of flowers. Then what do we have? We have glue dots for the rest of this. Oh, good, more backings. Oops, okay, I got to close this because otherwise I'm going to have a purple thumb when I go to work tomorrow. My doggies are down here with me because my men are not home right now, so I thought, well, I'll bring them down in the basement and shut the door, and that way they won't be upstairs barking at people. All righty. Very gently take these backings off. It's actually very funny when you have pieces from the paper pumpkin kits. I usually have leftover pieces, and Russ was looking for something last week and opened up one of the drawers in down here in the studio, and it had a sectioned off, container thing that has just a bunch of little sections, and it was just full of little die cuts and gems and ribbons and whatnot from past pumpkin kits. So that's my life. So I really should probably look through there and, use some things. All right. So we've got a couple of, I don't know, sprigs. Are they sprigs of lavender? I don't know. I'm not the gardener. I used to say that Russ was in charge of all plants because if I was in charge of any of them, they would die. I killed a succulent once, really pretty quickly. So, I'm kind of where plants go to end their lives. But couple of years ago, I got a succulent from a coworker, and another coworker gave us all a cactus in a little, kind of little pail. And that cactus is more than double its size. We had to repot it. The succulent is like crazy growing. I'm like, I have a hydrangea from my old boss that I have managed to keep alive and like keeps coming up with new growth. And I'm just like, this is crazy. So apparently my thumbs turned green. I probably used some ink. All right, another 12 inches of linen thread. And that same technique, I think they actually want us to tie a bow this time, which I can do. The linen thread is actually much easier to work with than the twine. I know have some people have experienced the twine, and it's not easy to like tie a bow and things like that. It's very easy if you're doing a multiple wrap and things like that. It's really good. If you're just tying a knot, it's really good too. All right, so that's going to go there. So we're going to pop a little glue dot. Maybe. Where did it go? Now I've just lost an entire glue dot. Okay, we're fine. It's fine, guys. This is me keeping it real. All right. We'll pop our little thread bow right there. And then we need to assemble our greeting. And this is pretty cool because we have a die cut love that actually matches the stamp that's in here, but you don't even have to stamp it. It's all die cut for you. So a couple of glue dots. And you have die cuts and things like this. It's just best to find like kind of the biggest chunk of real estate and put the glue dots there. So that is going to go on our purple piece. And then, that's what I thought. We need to cut a little, just cut a little edge dimensional for our width. And that'll go right next to our love with love. And then this whole piece goes up on dimensionals. And right across, so we'll hide our little glue dot and everything. Seriously, so easy. I love these. I'm gonna trim my little thread ends. Oh, just the one. I tied an uneven bow. All right, so I did tell you I have some alternatives. And I will say I did not work as hard this time. Sorry, but they turned out so pretty. I just felt like I didn't need to. So let me show you what I'm talking about. On the back of your instruction sheet, it will tell you what coordinating products there are. It tells you everything that comes in here. It also tells you which colors in the Stampin' Up! World that it coordinates with. So that's really fabulous. And then it gives you some alternatives. So I went ahead and made up those alternatives for you. Yes. You know, I think I like the scent of lavender. I don't know that I've ever smelled actual lavender, just lavender scented things. So yes, it is such a springy card. So here's our first alternative. And I've used that same base, and that tag, the square piece, some of the little die cuts, and then see, we wrapped the heck out of that linen thread and just tied it in a bow around that bouquet of lavender and leaves. So pretty. Love that one. And then we have, so here I pulled in some fresh freesia cardstock and used a part of this. Let me show you. So I actually die cut a piece out of one of the card bases because that's what they told me to do. But yes, so I brought in a couple of other, I brought in some Highland Heather ink and Berry Burst ink. And I pulled in some iridescent pearls. They're so pretty. I felt like they really matched that well. So that's your other one. Now let me show you on here. They took some of the designer paper from the Perennial Lavender Suite and made a box very similar to the box that I made last week. Yeah, that I showed you from the Memories and More cardstock stuff. But I did not have that designer paper, and I looked through my stash, and I didn't really have anything that I felt like matched this. So what I did was I brought out the square pillow boxes that come with the Be Mine suite, and I worked up a little magic with that. So I went ahead and stamped that cool leaf stamp all over in crumb cake. And this, you can see, is green. So that's one of those big sprigs of green leaves from the kit. And I did a watercolor wash with Garden Green and Lost Lagoon. And then a little circle of vellum to give it a little softness. Some die-cut leaves in that gorgeous grape. And then just some garden green ribbon, and there's that linen thread. That is a really simple way, by the way, of tying ribbon around something. Is just, the green is not even tied. I actually used my fabulous tweezers to help me hold it there, and then I just tied the linen thread around it. So that is a really nice way to do that. But the super cute little box, like how pretty would that be at a wedding shower? Or you could make it more baby themed. And these are just so adorable. And I showed you, I think, a couple of weeks ago when I showed the whole suite, that these boxes have adhesive on these two parts already. So you just peel that backing off and adhere it. It just folds together beautifully and easily. And these two sides are all that's got the adhesive on it. So this will flip right open when they take the ribbon off. So, so, so fun. So there you have it. There is your paper pumpkin for last month, January. And this next month, it is called Sweet Springtime. It looks like it's kind of springy, bunny, maybe Eastery. I don't know. We don't know either. I do have some sneak peeks, but yeah, there will be cards and gift boxes. And so you do need to subscribe by this Saturday, the 10th of February, in order to get that kit. Hello. In order to get that kit for sure, because as I said, as a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can purchase past kits and past refills if they're available. So it's only kind of a while supplies last deal. So if you are not a subscriber already and you're in the US, or you're in North America actually, I can only help you if you're in the US. So but this is a product that's only available in North America. I know Lucia's sad about that. But yeah, it is a fabulous product, and it's so easy, so worth every cent of it. And you can cancel anytime. You can skip a month if you need to, if you're going to be busy for whatever reason, and come back when you're ready. So definitely check the link in the video description. That'll take you right to the Paper Pumpkin website, and you can go ahead and get subscribed or reactivate your subscription if you've let it lapse, and you'll be all set for the springtime box next month, later this month. All righty. That's it for me. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Until next week, I'm still Nan Gerlitz. Happy stamping.